Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. Got to race through some more of these Bible verses on waiting and God's goodness. Psalm 33, verse 20, our soul waits for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. This is why I kept putting my trust in God to give me a wife when it seemed like I was just getting left out. Finally got married 7 years ago. Better late than never. Psalm 37, 7, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Rest. That is talking about not being so frustrated all the time that, we just can't find the person that we're looking for, can't, get our needs met. We get restless and we start thinking about, giving up on God, going our own way, which would be disaster. But Psalm 37, 7 told me, rest in the Lord. Don't be anxious. We talked about not being anxious and not complaining. That's part of resting in the Lord. And waiting patiently for him. But waiting patiently for him does not mean we just sit around and do nothing. The Bible says, he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of the Lord. And that finding means to go out and look. So we have to aggressively pursue, but we can't make things happen. We can't lower our standards. We can't pretend somebody is the right person when they're not. We need to wait for the right time. Psalm 37, 34, wait on the Lord and keep his way, God's way, while we're waiting to have our needs met. Waiting is so important, but I have to emphasize trying to do something about it, even if it's going to another country like I did, the Philippines, something I never thought about, never would have thought about, but I was desperate to get married. I knew I needed that. And when my pastor kind of brought up the idea, I thought, why not? If I don't try something, he's not going to think I'm serious. And I was serious, and I did that. Next thing you know, I found myself married back in 2015. There's Psalm 40, verses 1 and 3. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry, prayer. And he has put a new song in my heart, even praise unto our God. Well, my song back then would have been a very dark song. Anybody that knows me growing up over those majority of those years know how miserable I could get and how distracted I could be. How I thought, I'm just never going to find anybody. This is too hard. It's unfair. No Christian women at church. Nobody wants to talk to me. Everybody's got somebody. Christian women don't go to church. Nobody's available. I'm going to die and be frustrated and miserable. But I didn't give up. I waited for God, tried to do things his way and honor him and wait. Now my new song is, everything on Love Beyond the Sea. I got married, and I do have a soft spot in my heart for guys who, I don't care what age they are, but they're just getting desperate. They're losing hope. And so these verses kept me from, I suppose, killing myself or doing something, some other stupid thing. Now I can look back, I have a new song, and I can see how critical the waiting was, and not saying, I'm going to live my own way while I wait for God to get his act together. Well, then you're probably not going to get your needs met his way. The waiting is tough, and having somebody to work with you, mentor you, listen to you when you're really, really struggling. I've always had people in my life to help me get through that. It might only last a year or two, and then God gave me somebody else to hear me out, try to encourage me, hold me together, and these verses were a big part of it because you can't always have people around you. So let's continue. Psalm 106:13. It's probably going to be a three-parter now. But they soon forgot his works. They did not wait for his counsel. That's a negative there. I had to remember God's help in the past. And the counsel was always there in the Bible and through other people that cared about me and could, speak truth to me and encouragement. And if they weren't going to be encouraging to me to be married, then they just weren't going to be in my life because I couldn't deal with energy zappers and negativity. I needed somebody to be truthful to me and help me understand that I needed to be married. God still wanted me to be married, and even though circumstances didn't look good, God had always been there for me in the past. There's no reason to think that this would be any different. It was just taking longer. And yeah, we have an age difference. I think that's part of the reason why when you're looking for a woman to marry and you're a young man and she's not born yet, you probably don't want to find that out at the time, because then you just put a bullet through your head. But I ended up marrying this wonderful woman who's my best friend now. Psalm 130 verses 5 and 6. I wait for the Lord, my soul does wait, and in his word do I hope. That's why we're doing this. In his word do I hope. My soul waits for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. The morning watchmen. I say more than they that watch for the morning. I better stop here, because we're going to stop this tape and we're going to start over again. Hopefully these verses, some of you will find inspiring. And if you're looking for a wife, you're a Christian. I found a wife on Christian Filipina. You can look up at the top there, some of those information that I put out. I'll help you know where I met her. And I'm just trying to, get people to not give up on getting married, because marriage is the best thing out there. It used to be the normal thing. Now there's too many aberrations and distortions, and people are miserable. So it's going to be it for now. I'll hurry up and do another video here on God's goodness and waiting on Love Beyond the Sea.